How you going, man?
Good, Fabian, yourself?
Yeah, good, man. Thanks for coming down.
Hey, thanks for inviting me. Yeah.
Yes. So what's been going on?
A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Just going into a little bit of a hiatus with Berzerkowitz to start writing new stuff, which is
so no more
exciting.
gigs for a bit.
Yeah, going to take a couple of months off and then come back with an EP launch is the plan.
Yeah, that's kind of the same boat we're in. We're not really planning to play any gigs probably till next year because I take forever to write shit sometimes. Like we were talking about before.
Yeah. That inspiration.
Yeah. Do you ever like sometimes you'll write like a song in a day and it's like the coolest shit.
Oh man, I've written things in like an hour.
Yeah.
2 hours put together something.
And you're
like,
man,
I love it.
And then it's like snowballing and you're like, fucking, what? I just got another fucking sickest riff. And you're like losing your mind. And then give it a couple of weeks, couple of months, and you're like, you got a song you've been stuck on for 6 months and you're like, I don't know where the fuck to go with this thing.
Yeah, I find myself maybe more like writing things and spending time on it and then just realising I hate it.
Yeah,
and
I'll do that.
And I'll do like that a few times in a row and it becomes really disheartening.
I know what you mean.
But I'm just going through one of those patches now, but they're pretty rare.
Yeah,
Usually I'll find inspiration or find something I like, but at the moment I'm struggling a little bit. Yeah.
Well, that's on the same. Like we just finished up a song, like doing the vocals and all that shit. And so pretty much, we just got that mixed and that.
Was that the one that I got the sneak peek on?
Yes,
yeah,
it was. Yeah,
I'm loving that. By the way.
Yeah. Cheers, appreciate that.
Cool, man.
That was my shitty mix, by the way. You heard.
Yeah.
No. So there's that, but then there's another song we had that I finished ages ago, and then now because this newer song I think is better written. So now I'm like, I want to go back and rewrite the other one
for sure. Well, I definitely in my previous band, you write a lot of music and you kind of. Maybe you get a little tired of it, but also you kind of do think, well, I'm writing better stuff. Or like you kind of feel like maybe I've moved past it a little bit.
Yeah.
But in the same way, hey, Metallica still play Kill 'Em All tracks and they're still wicked. So,
that's
you
right.
can move past things or you can.
I think I get in my own head. You know what I mean? Like because the song's it's probably good in my opinion. Obviously, everyone's going to have their own opinion of it, but what I've started doing is like trimming off all the fat. With shit, I used to be like, I want to have a sick riff here, another sick riff, and then have like cool drum shit, and I'm just like, let's just trim off all the bullshit and let's just make these straightforward good songs.
I think sometimes it's good to have like surprise and delights.
Yeah,
and I felt in your track there were these little moments of unique individuality or something, but I do think
I think the other tracks got too many of them. I'm like, it's like I need to I think I need to just pull it back a bit.
I just feel like sometimes people write songs with too many riffs.
Yeah,
There's
that's
just
right.
Too many riffs.
I know what you mean.
It doesn't need 13 riffs.
That's actually a funny thing because I was talking with a mate recently, and we were just talking about metal now, and he goes, I don't listen to any new metal. He goes, I just haven't been excited for anything in a long time. And I was like, I can't really remember the last thing. I've heard some cool stuff like recently, but there's nothing that's like, I'm like, can't get out of my head, if you know what I mean. There's a few things like Dark Matter's EP.
Sure.
That latest one, I'll listen to that and I was like, man, fuck, that's fucking awesome. And that inspired me straight away to write some shit. Straight away I was so inspired by that.
Yeah, okay.
And I've never really heard him before.
No,
I heard of him, but I didn't really know shit about him because I live under a bit of a rock. And then that Josh Ang, he's Pincer and that. And then I was checking out like Dealer and that, and I was like, it's just different to what I would ever write. But there's elements that I can kind of grab from that.
Yeah, absolutely,
and add it into our stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's funny when you actually think about what influences sometimes maybe come out in your music.
Yeah.
In hindsight, you're not thinking about it. Obviously, it's all subconscious.
Yeah.
But when you listen back to your music, I was talking to my missus the other day about, I guess some of that, certainly some of the stuff I was writing was, that real strong Pantera influence.
Yeah. Definitely, I get that vibe. Machine Head as well. I hear so much Machine Head in your playing.
Yeah, and they're not a huge influence on me, but obviously
strange,
I was influenced by what they're influenced by, probably.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's probably what's influencing that.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, it's funny.
I'll get influences like even pop shit. I'll just stumble on people's Instagram stories. There was someone I saw their story the other week, and they just had a song over it. They were just going for a walk in like on a trail or something. They just had some kind of pop song. And I was like, fuck, that's cool song. I've never heard that. And I looked up on Spotify and I was like, man, that's really cool. I might just steal a couple of ideas off that.
For sure.
And then even I was talking to, Neil Timon.
Mm-hmm.
And he was saying that like piano stuff,
Yeah.
like
Well, there's
classical
some key
piano
stuff on that demo you had.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really, really cool.
Yeah. So
I definitely, pop music's a huge inspiration for me. I mean, some of my, when I was younger, my sister was 8 years older than me, so, you know, a lot of 80s
yeah.
pop music. And
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
41.
Yeah.
And yeah, she's like close to 50 now. And when she grew up, you know, I'm talking like, I can't help myself. I'm singing along to Roxette, mate.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's not really my era, but it's ingrained in me. I think my old man played Paul Simon Graceland on the tape player in the car back to back for about 8 years, you know. So every melody, every word of the album, you know, like I've got some real strong influences from outside of metal for sure.
Yeah, well, even like because I grew up, I was born in '86, so just heaps of shit that was on Rage and all that, and on whatever the fuck was on. I can't remember now. I got a shit memory, but you know, I just remember like even as lame as this is, it's like a guilty pleasure. Some Backstreet Boys shit.
Yeah, for sure. No, I'm happy to tell
Spears.
people. I wear it on my sleeve, man.
Yeah,
like I love it. It's if it's good music, it's good music.
Yeah, no. People get too caught up in
that kind of cave dwellers.
Yeah, that's people get caught up in that.
It's like one of the reasons why when I was younger, I kind of just fell out of the metal scene. Yeah, to be honest, because it was all gatekeepery bullshit. Yeah, when I was younger. Some great people, some lovely people, but also some complete assholes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
and it's probably like, if you're not black metal, you're thrash metal. If you're not thrash metal, you know, like, and judging people over it, it's completely insane. I'm glad that it's not like that anymore.
Yeah, I think it is a little bit though, because still
for some things, you know,
like on some like gent pages, you know, gent like the guitar gent thing, and some of the guys on there all like 7-string pages, and there's just so many like edgelords on there, just.
I was more talking about the Perth scene, you know. I feel like it's a bit cruisier now. I think fairly gets on. I think there are still challenges for certain genres of metal to get, you know, regular gigs, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I would say that for sure. There's definitely like there's a certain group of bands that do definitely get a lot of gigs that other people miss out on, and you know that's probably deserved.
Yeah, I was more talking like I think as an example, maybe in Perth it's challenging if you're kind of like more of a niche metal where you're like, say you're a black metal band or you're a very specific type of band. It might be a bit harder. I think in Perth, if you've got a bit of a general metal appeal, you can get gigs. But honestly, as a band in Perth, it's about yourself getting yourself gigs. Yeah, really, you got to know how to. Contact a venue and just get the fuck on with it.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, if you want a gig, you got to kind of try and make that happen. Get to know people, meet the people, work, you know.
Yeah. Well, I was actually surprised how many bands that I thought would be super arrogant aren't. Like, you know, when you ask them for gigs, like bands I thought, should we hit them up? And then you go to hit them up and you're like, they're fucking going to blow ourselves straight up. And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, what? Oh, fuck. These, you know, because I don't know them. Yeah. And then you just think because they've played a lot of gigs and there's no way they're going to be keen on playing with us. Who the fuck are we? And then you're like, oh, shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, some bands, it's just about money too.
Yeah.
You know, you pay them money, they're going to turn up to the gig.
That's right. There's not much money in it, though.
No. Well, you know, I mean, we've had a few good gigs where, like I said, you organise your own gig and you get a decent deal through the venue and you get the punters in. Yeah. You can make the money.
Yeah, we've had a couple like that. Nothing where I could quit my job.
No, never. No, this is a hobby.
Yeah, it is.
But it's enough to kind of tick over and, you know, along with selling some merch, you know, you can just kind of tick it over as a hobby that's not costing you a lot. Yeah, you know, that's all. This is just fun, I think, for everybody. Anyone who, you know, like, sure, there's going to be the lucky few who may, you know, I think you've got to be a very high-level band to be getting away with, like, free tours. Yeah. I mean, you've seen the articles. Yeah. Crazy stuff. Like,
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
You know, these huge bands who make $14 off a tour.
Yeah, I've seen that, yes. Yeah, so it's crazy. That's like, one thing, I've said this on the podcast before, so, you know, guys at work, none of them are really into music.
Sure.
And they'll see, like, say, when we made that futility video, I just send it to them we got a group chat, and I send it to them, and none of them give a fuck about that shit. And then one of them rings me up, he's like, oh, you'll be quitting soon, eh? Like, and I was like, what? And he's like, yeah, well, fucking you've made it pretty much, because he thought if you do a video that's a big deal. And I'm like, I'm like, you could do a video if you want. There's videographers out there. If you give them money, they'll
Absolutely.
you know, they don't. And I was just trying to explain it to him. I'm like, man, unless you're super top tier, you're not going to make a living off. Or it depends on your cost of living, like, you know.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there's people that just tour and don't make much money, or make like 10% of what me and you would make, but they can still make ends meet.
Yeah, I mean, it's what, you know, lifestyle you want to have, for sure.
That's
I mean,
right,
there's always the starving artist route.
That's right.
That's
and some people like that, man.
Yeah,
you know,
course,
some
absolutely.
people love being like a nomad and just, and it would almost be cool to if you were single and that had no like kids and wife and that, and just do that thing, just go play music and live on the road and enjoy it, and that'd be a really cool thing to do, but not for me. But
yeah, not for me either. I think the thing with music for me is it's kind of like I enjoy it as a hobby or a dabble. I enjoy it, you know. I don't know whether if it became your focus or, you know, what your entire life revolved around. I don't know whether I'd enjoy it in the same way or have the same passion for it.
Are you the same as me? As soon as you get like a bit of pressure, say like, oh, there's a deadline for when you get to release shit, and that it just takes the fun out of it.
I kind of like a challenge. You know, I've got a real nature of getting things done now, so deadlines aren't a big issue. It's more just I don't spend a lot of time on it, if you know what I mean, relative to my life, obviously my work and my free time and you know. So like I said, I think if it became this kind of 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day, constant focus. Yeah. And I know there's some local musicians who practice, you know, hours and hours a day, and I know I could always practice more, but you know, for me, I don't know whether I remember when I first played guitar, you know, the first, you know, I was absolutely like that. I
lock yourself in your room
and, you know, 100% of my focus on the guitar, fall asleep with the guitar, that type of, and it does get you good, you know, in that initial period, you know, the growth initially is huge, and then that tails off.
You got to get to that crest and then get over that. And when you get over that, shit gets easier. For
sure. And, you know, what happens as you go further in that journey on guitar, I think, is you just fall into kind of habits, and that's where that practice comes in, but kind of pushing yourself to something new and something different, not just playing the same thing you've just played every day. You know, like I tend to noodle around on lead melodies, playing to like YouTube tracks and things like that, trying to learn new modes, but you're just playing the same kind of things. You know, you need to go and try learn new licks and push yourself.
I'm the same. I get stuck in this. There's this certain things that I do, and I just always do them, and then so I can't improvise. If people like want me to improvise over something, I'll have like 10 seconds of like improvisation, and that's the thing I'll always do.
Go back to a crutch that you know,
and it's just like it's so fucking it's like lame as fuck. I'm like, God, it's just I've got nothing to pull from here. I'm just not good at it. I'm one of them people.
You like the time to spend and get it right.
Yeah, I don't really jam with people. Well, people have hit me up and gone, let's have a jam. I'm like, I don't jam. They're like, but you're in a band, and I'm like, it doesn't work like that. I come home and write shit, and Sam will write shit, or everyone else will write shit.
That kind of interaction.
I'm just not good at it.
Is that pressure you feel?
I think so, and yeah, it is. And because I'm not good at just coming up with shit on the fly, I kind of sit at home and I'll like make a riff, if you know what I mean. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. That's just how I work, and I know it's probably not most productive in a band situation.
I think for my experience with jamming is like, you just keep it real simple, you know, like, and to your point, you always want to write something complex and something cool. Yeah. And you can't write something like that when you're just jamming in the room. But, you know, I kind of do enjoy just, I guess, grooving, you know, and just simple stuff. It can be fun. But yeah, for sure. I definitely, you know, we would, with ALD, we would write music in the room for sure. We came up with songs, in a day in the room. Yeah. It could happen. But generally, I've probably thought of some of those riffs, maybe the better riffs, and then you might put another riff in there that you've come up with in the jam room. That's maybe a simpler riff, but that's the bridge, or you know what I mean. But you've come with ideas.
You always go home and fine tune it, though, eh?
Yeah, for sure. Oh, definitely. Especially order and things like that. Like generally, it was pretty rare. I do remember. I think on one or two occasions, Jamie actually wrote the lyrics to the song, like all of us writing. And then came up, you know, in one session basically with the song, which is pretty crazy. Yeah, really. Yeah. But that wasn't all the time. But that was the level of kind of we could just.
Yeah, right. See, But to be honest, we haven't really tried. We fuck around in the jam room, but all of us are so we're all like, I know, you know, Shannon, he's super ADD, and I'm like a bit ADD, and I have trouble just. Yeah, and then it just ends up in fucking noise and chaos. So you know, you remember that band used to be in Human Effigy? Yeah. Well, you know Nathan? Yeah. He could
shred, bro.
Yeah, well, he would always play other bands' songs. Like he had like a repertoire of stuff. So if people like jam, he's like, oh, let's play some fucking Black Dahlia. Let's play some fucking Lamb of God. Let's play some whatever. He would just know heaps of riffs. I don't ever play other people's riffs.
Yeah, okay.
And so him and Lindsay, you know, Lindsay Seeley, they would just fucking jam for hours. And I'm just like there, just like
you're the outsider. This sucks.
Yeah, I'm like, cool, man. And then Lindsay's like, fucking Vovo, fucking, you got a sick riff? And I'm like, I got nothing, man. Sorry.
Yeah, well,
I'm just, and it's kind of embarrassing. I feel lame for it, but that's just me, man. I can't help it.
You know, even you know, you say you don't know any songs. I've got a horrible habit of learning a riff or two, you know.
Yeah,
like,
I'm always like
parts of songs, and
I'll listen to shit on my playlist.
You know?
I'm like, when I get home, I'm fucking learning that. And then I'll learn like one riff, and I'm like, I want to write my own shit now.
Yeah, I've definitely got a similar kind of ADD mind where I get bored with things very quickly.
Yeah.
I want to move on to the next thing. I can't just sit there, or I've got very little patience. And unfortunately, with guitar, that's all about the patience. It's all about kind of persevering with the shit you're terrible at, and kind of ignoring that. Yeah, because you know, failure. It's just constant failure, but that's just that's part of the game. You need to kind of move. Yeah,
but the thing is, all the failures make that like a success so fucking awesome.
I mean, the other day I was trying to, I was saying how I'm feeling a little bit uninspired. And one of the things we're trying to do with Buried Shallow, because we all write, and when I came into the band on bass, there was a couple of songs written already, and then we've kind of contributed each to our set list so far. So I've written some songs, and then we've kind of added to it in ways. Sometimes, like Marky might have taken one of my demos and then added a breakdown to it, or you know, things like that. And the other day, Mark sent through a few tracks that were actually quite old. He'd done them a few months ago, and Mark's amazing at getting kind of like really groovy riff type ideas. And he sent through these couple of tracks, and that kind of inspired me, and I started writing melody lines to it as the second guitar, because obviously we got Googs on second guitar and Mark, so it gives you these opportunities.
Does Googs write much or not?
Yeah, so he wrote Schizophrenic, and he obviously contributes ideas. In the room, like we said, we kind of added riffs to songs. You know? But yeah, I think everybody's, I mean, obviously.
So you still play guitar, like traditional guitar?
Oh yeah, for sure. So I write for the band and everything. I just
what guitars do you own still? You solo in that? Then?
I've got no. I actually got rid of all my solos. I went on a cull, man. Yeah, because I was going down the path of collecting one of everything, which is just totally freaking pointless and like goes nowhere. Oh great, I've got all these fucking guitars I don't play, rusting away. So I ended up selling everything. I've got a let me try and remember, 7-string BC Rich, a 6-string BC Rich. The 7 strings are multi-scale with the Fluence. They're really nice. The 6 is just a straight 24 fret with these Damasios. They're really nice. Passives. I've got like a shitty 8-string headless that I bought off Artist website, $500. It's actually not too bad. Just to fuck around with like genty stuff, you know. And I really, to be honest, have barely used it. It sits there.
Do you sometimes just enjoy playing it like a cheap guitar? Like,
I was shocked how good this guitar was. Like $500. The action on it's beautiful. Yeah, and for an 8, I was shocked how comfortable it is. I should have bought it. I should show you. For $500. I mean, the pickups are absolute trash. Yeah, but neck's decent. Fretwork was all right. Yeah, action once I set it up was pretty bloody good. Yeah, right. So I've got a 6, a 7, and an 8.
Just one of each.
Yeah, one of each. And then I've got I've got my Dingwall, and I've got a Ibanez headless multi-scale, short scale actually, but it does okay in drop A, no problem.
Yeah, fuck, you got a few guitars then.
Oh yeah, but I had heaps, man. I had like I sold like 12 or 14. Shit. I had like 17 guitars or something. It was crazy. Because I was like I said, I'm going to get a Gibson Les Paul. I'm going to get everything. I want one of everything. Yeah. And that's just mania.
They're like art though. You collected, kind of.
Yeah, but then they're sitting in cases in a frigging room.
Oh, you don't hang them up or nothing?
I'd hang a few up, but
Yeah.
you can't have them all. You know what I mean? It just became. I realized it was just completely pointless.
Yeah.
It's like, what am I doing this? And then I would pick up the same guitar every time.
Yeah.
Because you become comfortable. Like, I don't know about you, but I've got my favorites, and that's like,
I do kind of, but I think I got my favourites, and I pick up another one. I'm like, fuck, I miss playing this. Or fucking, like, you know, the Red V.
yeah, that's beautiful, man. With gold hardware, eh?
Yeah, I hadn't played that for so long because it's got a Floyd Rose, and I just got fucking shitted off with it. And then I
stopped buying Floyds for that reason.
Yeah, well, I blocked the tremolo then. I can still dive down on it.
Did you use 5-cent coins wrapped in tape?
No. No.
Well, sorry, you're not on the same page as me, mate.
I thought about it, but no, I had this other contraption in there that I used. And then I was playing that the other day, and I was like, fuck, this guitar's fun. I just really enjoy this guitar.
Well, Floyds are fun, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, I started with Floyds, but over the years, you just become so frustrated, and I wasn't using them.
And when you're gigging, and then you pull it out of the case to go play, and then you're like, fuck's sake, it's way out.
Or you snap a string mid-song, and the whole thing goes to shit.
Well, luckily, I've never snapped a string at a gig yet.
Oh, I have.
So.
I've had. I mean, the worst one I had was we were playing at the Swan Basement, of course. But not only was it a shit gig at the Swan Basement, we were playing upstairs. I mean, one of the worst gigs. But I tuned up. We go to play the first song, and it was freezing cold. And this, gust of wind comes past, and my guitar just went like semitone out of tune.
Yeah,
and it sounded horrid.
Do you have an Evertune?
That at the time I was using a PRS SE, the Holcomb.
Okay, yeah.
Quilted. But I was using Evertunes at the moment. It's the 6-string BC Rich I have is an Evertune. The 7-string is just a hard time.
What do you think of Evertunes though?
I like them a lot. The fact that you're just consistent and just pick it up and play it.
The tone though,
I don't think like for a rhythm tone. Okay, I mean they lose a lot of sustain. Yeah. In my opinion, particularly for lead, like
absolutely.
Even if you're giving it a heap of
100%, man.
Yeah,
100%.
It's noticeable.
Yeah, like I love that with the Evertune. Yeah, but I don't use it for leads.
Yeah, I would agree. For rhythm, it's great. For lead, it's just not there. Unfortunately. But they are cool. I mean, a really cool piece of tech.
Yeah,
amazing. That they can do what it can do.
It is cool.
Picking it up by the strings and you can just absolutely abuse it. It's crazy. I mean,
I couldn't believe.
I don't know exactly. I've tried to understand how it works. I don't really
kind
understand
of get
how
it, but I was surprised because when we went over east, I took that, and so that went on like a plane. I went in the cars, then on the plane, then in the car, then sat outside for a bit until we got the hotel thing sorted. Went in the hotel. Then went back in the car, then on stage, and it was fucking nearly perfectly in tune. I'd just give it the tiniest tweak.
Yeah, they are amazing.
Yeah,
I mean, the tech is very, very cool.
I guess you probably, and the thing is, if you would have that luxury of having a guitar tech, you probably wouldn't even need one. You know what I mean? Because you just go, man, fucking have my shit in tune for me. But
well, yeah,
I don't have that.
Course.
So
no, exactly.
I could probably get one of my daughters to do it when she grows up.
Well, that's what you have children for, right? They got to do something.
Yeah,
contribute, please.
Yeah, little minions. But so going back to writing, is there like a kind of main way that writing works in your band? Like,
we generally to this point we've been bringing demos. So
so you just record shit at home, Googs records shit. And Mark records shit, and then what? And then how do you decide? And do you go, hey, I've got a riff that goes with that, or something? Depending
on how I guess polished or finished the demo is, and probably a lot of the time based on Charlie. I mean, if Charlie feels like he can write to it straight away, well, he may just start writing to it. But
do you write any vocals or lyrics at all?
I have, but I don't. Not for this band. I haven't.
Oh, really?
Everything's been written by Charlie. Vocally.
Right. He's awesome, man.
Yeah, no,
I actually really, really like his vocals. I don't know why. He just reminds me of Jonathan Davis so much.
Yeah, right. The dreads, maybe.
No, it's just his. I don't know why. Just every time I listen to his vocals, I'm just like, just reminds me of Korn and when I was a teen growing up. Every time I listen to him singing on something, I get nostalgia.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Charlie's a great bloke and an amazing singer. He blew me away in the studio. We went to Oracle with Jay to do the vocals for the EP, which we got in the bag. Like I said, we'll be releasing it later this year. And, some of the songs he just did in one take.
Yeah.
One take.
Yeah, right.
Ridiculous.
That's fucking,
most of it was, 2 or 3 takes.
Yeah.
And he was just doing, just do his delivery and then he'd do highs and lows. But we were sitting in the studio. I was just gobsmacked.
Yeah.
The guy just nails it.
Yeah, he's fucking good, eh?
Yeah,
Good
when you
dude
see a
too.
guy just deliver the first time, usually, obviously, and you got to keep fresh. You don't want to be doing it a million times, but yeah, no, he and the tracks sound amazing. I'm so happy.
Yeah.
I'm so happy with the EP.
We're gonna get him on something. I'm gonna get him on a song.
Oh, definitely, man. And I'm sure he'd be keen.
Yeah, definitely. We talked about it with our previous band with Human Effigy.
Right.
We're gonna do that, but obviously that never came to fruition. But yeah,
But yeah, the you were talking about writing, I guess.
Did your drummer write any riffs or just not really?
No, he's not a guitarist.
So he doesn't play any guitar, no?
No,
Because some drummers do, eh?
he just absolutely no. He just eats bananas. Need to mention that, famous for his bananas. Always got a banana.
Really? Loves potassium.
Just fucking around with him. Yeah, no, he more obviously syncopation and drumming ideas more than the guitar stuff. Oh, watch out, he's dying.
Fuck, sorry. I know he's bad out. Went down the wrong way. Sorry.
Well, we'll just wait for Fabian to recover.
Sorry.
He's dying.
I'm all good, I think.
Sorry, brother.
Ah.
Down the wrong hole. Yeah. So anyway, I guess writing. So far, it's been demos, putting it all together, bringing it in, and then like I said, Mark might take things home, chop it up, add a bit of this, a bit of that, if we feel like it needs something.
Yeah.
I think we have come up with a couple of things in the room, like just little riff differences, or maybe order changes when we're jamming through it.
Yeah.
And again, Charlie might say we want to, add an extra chorus or whatever. We're pretty flexy, but sometimes, like I said, I think some of the demos have just been straight. Here's the demo, and we've just pretty much done it exactly like that, and then get together and rehearse it.
Yeah, that's cool. What about you'd been doing heaps of synth shit. Is that you that primarily does that, or?
Yeah, in the demos and stuff, with Jay at Oracle, he really worked with us on the production as well, which was really good.
Okay.
So a lot of the stuff on the singles we released, Suffer and Paint, that's Jay with us in the studio kind of working through some ideas, what we wanted, and then him kind of... I mean, he just, those producer tricks are kind of critical sometimes to delivery of the tracks,
Yeah.
I think he did, it's got like MIDI bass even, like he's gone and tracked all the MIDI bass underneath my bass to get more impact and all the kind of stuff they do. But that was all based on just our ideas.
Yeah.
And that was really important to us. And one of the, things that we wanted to make sure we got out of the sessions was we wanted to add a little more of that type of stuff, some more melody, some more flourishes, a little bit of more depth to the music. And, with my previous band, we'd worked with Simon Mitchell from Chaos Divine. And similarly, it was good to be able to work with someone where you kind of almost like in a producer way, take their ideas, riff off ideas. Can we try this, try that? I really enjoy that.
That's what I need sometimes.
Really, I think sometimes doing it remotely or sending things off and getting them back and sitting in the room with somebody can be really...
I'm actually finding that with our current guy that mixes our stuff. He does an awesome job, but sometimes there's like a delay because he's over east and there's a big delay, and then it'll just be so much easier to be able to go sit with him, and then... Because sometimes I have ideas and there's no way for me to articulate it over text. And
I recommend Jay at Oracle, mate. I mean, like I said, I really like our mixes. I think they sound awesome. And he was really good to work with. Really enjoyed it. And, not reasonable price too.
Yeah,
which is important.
Yeah,
I mean,
we'll keep it in mind.
Stuff can get outrageous.
Yeah, absolutely. So, no, we'll keep it in mind because we do love the current guy we use. But
well, it's like that, once you develop a relationship, obviously it's, you've got your favourites for sure.
Yeah. But it's also, we've also considered maybe getting a second mix from someone else and just going, maybe it's time just to try something different, and not because we don't like what you do anymore, but because, you see heaps of bands will work with like Colin Richards, and then they'll work with, fucking Terry Date or fucking someone, whatever.
Yeah, of course.
I'm just throwing names out there. Trying to sound like I know shit.
I would like Terry to produce my stuff.
Oh,
that would be very nice.
Yeah, it would be amazing. That'd be incredible. Wouldn't
Incredible,
it?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, sometimes it's funny with mixes as well. I'm sure you have the same kind of feeling, like you listen to it and sometimes you absolutely reject it. You feel like it's horrible, and then you listen to it 5 more times and you go, fuck, I was totally wrong. Like I took it totally wrong. Once you start A-Bing it with other things you like and the sound you like.
Yeah.
Or sometimes you hear a mix and you love it, and then over time you pick holes in it.
Do you listen to your own mix sometimes too much, and then you hear a new mix that's better, absolutely better, but at first you're like,
Yes.
I don't like it, I don't know why.
Because you're so familiar with your shitty mix.
And then I listen back to my mix ages later, I'm like, fuck, that was so bad. I can't believe that we were nearly going to be like, nah, man.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. Absolutely. You can, through familiarity, accept mediocrity, for sure. Yeah. There's a level of that. But like I said, I like to not only listen back to the mix, I'll kind of A-B it with some other stuff. Like if generally we've got in mind, I guess, bands that we want to sound like as far as the mix, not the music. But
what are some of the bands you mainly aim towards?
You know, things like, I guess, Slaughter to Prevail, some of those more deathcore type sound is what we like. I mean, I personally like, you know, like really chunky breakdowns.
Yeah.
And, you know, I know a lot of people hate breakdowns. I fucking love them. We try not to do too many, but, you know, I absolutely love breakdowns, man. A good breakdown. Goddamn.
Yeah. It's good. It's going to be the right breakdown, though. Some of
for sure. It's ridiculous. Yeah, for sure. Like I said, we try not to, but we've got one particular breakdown. Mark, you wrote it in Baptize the Fool. Oh, man, I love playing that. Yeah. Every fucking time we play that song live, you know, it's just an absolute, that gets the pit going too. Yeah, but all of us, you know, we all love it, man. There's nothing better. I don't know, definitely. Simplicity sometimes is huge.
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
You know, it's just the dynamics, you know, like sometimes that technicality or that complexity, you know, it has its place. I mean, I love Dream Theater. I love, you know, amazing guitarist Steve Vais and, you know, Satriani's, but I also, like I said, love a very, very simple breakdown.
Yeah, absolutely,
You know, I don't, I think sometimes people can be a bit judgy or, you know, like we were talking about pop music, people who just denying the fact that sometimes the simplest things can be the most satisfying. Yeah, well, that's just the reality.
That's like you know, there's now that, you know, tech death. That's kind of a big thing.
Oh, man, crazy stuff too. Like wow, but the technicality and the talent.
Yeah, well, a lot of it I just can't get into. I've tried.
Sure.
I'm just like, there's too much going on. I prefer groove. You know what I mean? Sure. But one band that has fucking nailed technicality and groove is that Archspire.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I don't know how they're super fucking technical, but somehow it doesn't really sound technical. They've made it somehow really easy to listen to. Yeah. Because you listen to tech death, it's hard to listen to. Yeah. And if you're not a musician, I think it'd be even harder.
Time changes, you know, a lot of the time change stuff becomes ridiculous. Yeah. It's hard to, you know, Meshuggah are one of the few bands who can keep that consistency through a time change and you still feel comfortable. Yeah. Some of the constant changes in tech death can be ridiculous. I don't know, have you seen the bass player in Archspire's playthroughs?
Yeah.
Holy shit, man. Wow. Yeah. They're just incredibly talented to a level it's just, and again, that's that, are you willing to practice for hours? Yeah. Because if you are, that's what you can do. Yeah. Anybody can do it, really. That's right. If you're willing and you're passionate and you're committed.
And that's what a lot of people you see, which sucks. The thing that sucks about social media is people only ever put up their best takes.
Of course.
And then they like, you see them on there, like on, you know, on really good musos, they're like, oh, I'll never be that fucking good. Oh, you're so amazing. It's like, yeah, but if that guy's doing that for his job, he should be that good.
Absolutely.
Really, you know what I mean? Sure. Because that's all he does.
Yeah.
So, of course he's going to be that good. Just like if you did that, you would be that good. And
yeah, I mean, obviously there's you've got innate talent and people, absolutely, you know, obviously like, and that's probably a crutch for some people and sometimes a bit of a crutch for myself that you just get lazy. Yeah. And you rely on the fact that, well, I could just play at this level and I'll just maintain that level through doing nothing. Yeah. So it is, you know, you've got to.
There's some things though, no matter how hard I practice them, some hurdles I just can't seem to overcome. Yeah. Okay. You know what I mean? Maybe if I wasn't working and had all the time in the world to do it, but sure.
I have spent, or maybe a different teacher or a different insight into the technique, or you know.
Well, that's funny because I was really stuck. I've always had shithouse synchronization of right and left hand. Sure. Admittedly, I've always been fucking terrible with fast lead stuff.
Okay.
Always.
Like string skipping particularly?
No, just like say I'm doing 3-note per string runs.
Okay, right.
My pick will always beat my fingers or the other way around. Okay. And it just sounds like ass. And and I could just never. And
well, I love your lead, man. So I don't know. It sounds like us, but anyway, okay.
No, but that's always the best. Or you know what I mean?
Sure.
There's a lot of times behind closed doors it's really bad, or even gigs I've played and then I'll just get so bummed out.
Right.
And the thing that fixed it, it's not always fixed, but the thing that I do that practice heaps that fixed it is, have you heard of that guy Bernth?
Yeah, man, he shreds.
Swedish or yeah, he's awesome. Well, he's got this exercise, and it's just this thing you do. I'll show you later. And it's so simple and it just fucking instantly fixed my issues.
Wow.
As long as I practice that regularly. And admittedly, I don't. But
so it's that inside of that particular technique that was able to.
It just locks you.
That.
It locks you in because if it gets out of sync, it sounds terrible.
Right.
So straight away you're like, if you're doing fast runs, you can kind of flub through it.
Yes.
You can't. You literally can't because it's the way it's structured. You're going to immediately know if you're out. And you're going to go. Well,
how do you feel now about it? You feel like
a bit better.
Made that breakthrough. Or?
Yeah, but I have to maintain doing that.
Yeah, sure.
Otherwise, it's not like I've done that and then that's
moved past it.
Yeah, now I can always be spot on. No, absolutely not. No, it's something that unfortunately I have to maintain, and I don't, unfortunately, but
but it's cool that you made that breakthrough.
Yeah,
but you thought,
right.
I'm never going to do that. And, that's cool.
Yeah, definitely. But there's one thing I can just never fucking get down. I've put so many hours into it. Is economy picking.
Yeah, okay.
Just can't do it. I want to be able to do it. I just can't, man. I can do it slow, at maybe 100 BPM or something like that. As quarter notes, but. Anything faster than that, no fucking chance. Like you hear, say Wes Houck or something going through stuff. It's so creamy and smooth.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, fuck. If I could do that, I'd be very happy.
Yeah, well, that's. I get you. I mean, it's frustrating sometimes where you really want to achieve a technique and you feel like you can't, but. I'd say you've already learnt the lesson that, hey, it's just another insight or a different teacher or a different technique that might be able to get you there. Maybe there's something else.
And I just haven't found it.
That internet's that amazing resource.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's worth, spending a bit of money.
Yeah, that's right.
And getting, Ben Offick.
Yeah.
I went and took a couple of lessons off him because, I was feeling uninspired and just a couple of lessons, and I need to do more and I want to do more and push myself. But that was enough. Just a couple.
He's one
break
of
the
the best
cycle.
guitarists I've ever seen.
He's amazing. He's amazing
So
and a great bloke.
Yeah.
But yeah, literally 2 lessons off Ben was enough to kind of inspire me to start. Okay, and then I started, exploring the modes and spending a lot more time trying to play lead and really I should be playing bass. And focusing on getting better at bass, but I can't help myself. I still love guitar, a lot more than bass. I love playing bass in the band, but I'm not inspired to play the bass.
No.
I'm inspired to write.
You're not like a bass player that
Not really.
At heart.
I'm just playing bass.
Yeah.
I feel bad in a way because I know there are many bass players out there that are amazing and really. Have amazing technique like you got Jesse's and Kyle's and I won't go on with names, but there are people out there, like I said, that I really respect and I respect bass players. I know it's a joke, haha, the bass players in the band, but there are some amazing bass players. Josh, there are some amazing bass players, and I know they respect their instrument, and I don't want to disrespect the instrument at all. But yeah, like I said, for inspiration or passion, really, it's the guitar that I sit down and write.
Absolutely.
I actually really want to write something on the bass, like a bass intro, or because I really like how that has a really cool impact in songs. That dynamic of dropping out the guitar and bringing it back.
Absolutely.
And I want to write something cool like that. But I actually, in this entire time, I can't find myself. It's interesting. I need to actually, like I said, probably focus a little bit more on my passion on the bass.
Yeah.
Because that's my role.
I've tried playing it. I just fucking can't do it. And then I try programming it. Sometimes when we've got demos and Josh doesn't have time, I'll program shit.
Sure.
And it sounds cool, some of it, but then I hear him play and I'm like,
well, that's good. I mean, you don't want the machine sounding better.
I don't
want
to be like, oh, look, man, just let you know.
Well, yeah. I mean, I have seen bands play live with drums coming through a computer. So bass wouldn't be. Oh, I've definitely seen bass as well. For sure. I'm trying to think. What's Tom Thumb?
Yeah.
Oh man, they're great. Have you seen them?
No.
Tom Thumb. It's Cabba, and I can't remember the name of the drummer. Sorry, apologies. They're amazing. They're just like a 2-piece, and they play the backing tracks and bass. And
right.
They're amazing, man.
Are you guys on any backing tracks in case you say you're sick? Can they play a gig?
We've done the EP. We've got like 5 tracks ready that we could.
Yeah,
we could if we had to.
Everything. We've got every instrument. Basically.
But we're only just starting to kind of get onto clicks and play, to the tracks now that we've got them because we've put the EP together. So just
tell us about the EP.
Yeah, well, it's all done, dusted and ready and in the bag. We've obviously later this year. We're not exactly sure on dates, but the plan is, we want to do a launch show. I don't know exact dates, but we've got something brewing. We're just waiting to lock it in, so I can't really say.
Yeah.
In the new year, we are going to Sydney in February, which is going to be cool. Mm-hmm. And we're again just tying up whether we can get more than one show over there while we're over there. But,
it's a long way to go to play one show.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, definitely. I mean, either way, we're going to have a blast.
Yeah,
looking forward to it, man. I mean, just to go for a holiday with the crew, really.
How good would it be if you could just do a fucking road trip and play a couple cities? Like if you live over East or if you live in the US or Europe.
Yeah.
They got that privilege where they don't have to go far to play to heaps
we
have a tour.
We can go to Margaret River.
Yeah. There you go.
Go to Gerald.
Yeah. Fuck that.
No. The Windy City. Yeah, no, I think obviously Perth is a long way from everything, and it would be nice to be somewhere over east where you just kind of could jump in a van.
Yeah.
But look, like I said, for us it's a hobby. It's a bit of fun. It's not it's not my business. So I understand. Really for me it's just a holiday. Yeah. And enjoy Sydney and have a blast with my mates.
Have you been over east?
Not with Berzerkowitz, no. So looking forward to it. We were planning on going with my previous band, but bloody COVID.
Oh yeah.
Kicked in. So we were on Thrash Fest. We were going to go to Thrash Fest and play in Melbourne, but unfortunately that didn't happen.
Yeah, well, I guess is the ultimate test is if you get along with your bandmates as well when you.
Oh man, yeah, I think it's one of the best parts. Certainly the best part of Berzerkowitz.
Yeah,
and we just have an absolute blast. Like
that's like us. I was wondering if we were gonna have a bicker or have arguments.
Sure.
Went over east and man, I just came back and I said, man, I fucking love you cats. It was just fun. I just really enjoyed being around them.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, well, that's like I said, I'm doing this for fun.
Yeah.
So if you're not having fun and you're not liking the people you're with, well then. Yeah, that's kind of the critical measure, really.
Yeah.
For me, and I think the boys are great, and we all tell each other we love each other, and we just have an absolute blast playing live, blast when we jam, blast when we hang out. Sure we have moments where people have their own. I mean, people have problems outside of the band. That's like your workmates and things. People have things going on in their life, and that can affect how you interact with other people, and it's not necessarily your values and your beliefs impact your behavior, right? So if, your short-term belief is impacted by something, well, that can have an outcome on others. Sometimes you got to be understanding, right?
Yeah.
But you also don't want to be like a pushover.
Yeah.
But I think, like I said, we strike a really good balance in the band. We get along like a house on fire, and when we play live, like I said, it's just all about us having fun and obviously the crowd having fun too. But I'm really lucky. I feel very lucky to be part of this band, and some of the songs, particularly, like I said, there's particular parts of songs and particular songs that I absolutely love. That's really cool.
Yeah,
to be able to do that.
Yeah, definitely. So how many songs are on this EP?
Five song EP, and we've actually released 2 of them already.
2 of them, yeah.
So Suffer Unto Me was the first single we released.
And Paint with Pain.
So Suffer Unto Me was written by Mark, majority.
Yeah.
Love that riff, man. I think that's a killer riff.
That's the hammer on pull off one.
Yeah, very, very cool riff. Really love that riff.
Yeah.
I'm very impressed with Marky when he showed me that riff. I was like, man, that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
And Paint with Pain was one that I wrote.
It's a cool song too, man.
Yeah, no, actually, I'd done a demo of it, and at the time I was talking to Luke Spector from Bayview.
Oh, yeah.
And he asked me for it to practice because he was, I think, from memory at the time, he said, a little bit lacking inspiration too. And he heard that track because I was just playing him the demo, and he said, oh man, send me that. And he was playing to it. And this was, I'm trying to remember the exact timing. I think it was just around when I was joining Berzerkowitz because I was just demoing stuff for no reason. I was just because I just write stuff,
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, it's all right. And Mark's like, no, Luke's like, no, you have to use it, kind of thing, and spoke to Mark about it, and then eventually, it became, I put it forward as a demo for the band.
Yeah.
I mean, I do write stuff that never goes anywhere,
Yeah. Probably for me, it's like 90% of my shit.
Well, that's good that you get, you're picking that 10% premium. That's
yeah,
good.
like sometimes, but I like it because then I'll go through my DAW and just go through all the old shit, and then I'll pull riffs out that are like, that's fucking that new song. I was missing something. That's the fucking
whack
bit.
it in there, yeah, for sure. Yeah. That's awesome. I mean, and good to have that catalogue to pull from, right?
Yeah. But there's heaps of embarrassing shit on there that I'm like, fuck.
I just forget about the stuff I've done. Like I'm not, short-term memory's not great.
Yeah.
I'll write all this stuff and then forget about it, and then I'll click it. What's this? Click it. Oh shit.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Complete tracks I've forgotten about.
Because I name everything these stupid fucking names.
Yeah, for sure.
And then I'm like, what the fuck's prolapse?
we were like doing something awful when we first got in the band. I think we were like kidnapped children names or something. So it was, the Lindbergh Baby or something was one of the names of the songs. And what the hell's this? I don't know.
Yeah, I'll see some fucking stupid thing online and I'll name it something like that. Like, just
no context.
Yeah, and then the funny thing is, I remember, that song of ours, "Subhuman."
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
that was sick, man.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah,
I love that kind of syncopated pantery.
Yeah.
That's
cheers.
really cool, man.
Yeah. Well, I remember the demo that was called Prolapse Snack. And I remember I fucking forgot to rename it and I sent it to our engineer. all the stems, and it's just like, what the fuck?
Right, you need to have a dark sense of humor, right? Yeah. Welcome to Infinite Exile.
And then I'm like, by the way, this song's actually called this.
Yeah, not Prolapse.
No.
Damn it. Prolapse Snack. Okay, yeah, even better. Yeah, cool. Classy.
Yeah, so you've got artwork made for this?
We do, yeah.
Who did that?
We're working with this guy. Where was he? I got a hookup, and he's from somewhere like Croatia.
Yeah, right.
Horrible. I should remember Nicholas. I know his name. I can't remember exactly where he is. Somewhere in Europe.
Yeah.
And he's been great.
How'd you find him?
Oh, amazing, actually. Really receptive and kind of.
No, how did you actually find him?
Oh, through a friend who kind of recommended him.
Yeah.
Both the artwork. So he did Paint with Pain. The first single, Suffer, Mark's partner Kayla did it actually.
Right.
She's a whiz, and this kind of postmodern style. I guess we don't really like the skulls and demons and I don't know the metal type. I don't know. I just kind of think it's a bit.
Cliche, overdone.
It's just like kind of like the whole death metal bands. You can't even read the name.
Oh, it looks like sticks on the ground.
That's a bit ridiculous. I just find it a bit. That's fine. Each to their own. But we were kind of going for something, I guess, a bit different. And then based on what Kayla had done, where it was a bit more postmodern, we did the Paint with Pain, kind of off a similar type of vibe with this guy.
Yeah.
And he just nailed it. We gave him the kind of the scope. And really, he just came back exactly with what we wanted. We made a couple of little changes. Yeah. And then with the EP, much the same, I kind of just came up. We were kind of umming and ahhing, and then I kind of proposed an idea to the boys about the idea of and again, gave it to him. And he kind of modified it slightly because obviously he understands perspective and things. So I'm trying to give him an idea of the vibe I want. And again, came back and not a lot of... very few changes. Yep. So great and receptive to those changes. That's too. Cool, really good relationship. And I'd use him. I'd keep using him because, like I said, we want to, I guess, keep not the same style constantly. You can't as a band. You're always going to evolve and change. But like I said, for us, we didn't want cartoonish or gore or. I mean, it's an adult theme, sure, but it's not ridiculous. Let's put it that way.
So with this release, do you have is there like a theme or something? Because with our newer stuff, everything, I've just been obsessed with fucking cyberpunk kind of shit and Judge Dredd shit, like you know, dystopian cities and fucking futuristic
we're heading
dystopian shit. and neons. I'm just fucking obsessed with that whole look of like Blade Runner style.
Yeah, sure.
That shit.
Yeah. So Philip K. Dick.
What was that?
Philip K. Dick, the novelist.
Oh, is that who wrote Blade Runner?
Yeah. Total Recall and Minority Report. But they were all different things like androids dream
of sheep or something? Yeah.
That's Blade Runner, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I did read some Philip K. Dick when I was a kid.
Yeah, right.
I think he's done other ones as well. Wasn't there that Keanu movie where it was cartoon? It was shot in film and then they drew over it in cartoons?
Scanner Darkly?
That could be it.
Yeah.
I think that's another Philip K. Dick.
Yeah.
Possibly.
I think so, yeah.
Could be wrong.
Loves his dystopian shit.
Yeah, well, just kind of a twist on the future, a future.
Big Brother.
I mean, just amazing kind of insight, really. I mean, that's what I love about, amazing science fiction, well-written science fiction, things like Asimov. And these guys were amazingly knowledgeable. They weren't just, these are kind of futurists.
Yeah.
Really good science fiction is really well-written because these guys have a very deep understanding. Which was it? I'm trying to remember who it was who predicted the low Earth orbit of satellites, the distance of it. One of these science fiction writers. This is the level of, So I think when they write these things, a lot of the time, some of it will come true because they're predicting a future down a particular path, and that path they got correct.
And then you see people online. They're like, obviously, you fucking. There's people who read into it. There's a conspiracy. They obviously knew.
Well, there's a conspiracy for everything. Like that submarine blew up and everyone's carrying on about a conspiracy. I'm just like, my God, everything's a conspiracy now. Yeah. And to be fair, unfortunately,
there is some things that definitely
they're not conspiracies.
But there's going to be a line somewhere. But another one, which I know is like a everyone references, 1984. But that book is just crazy that guy thought of all that shit.
Yeah, especially when that was written in the 50s.
Yeah.
But again, he could see, obviously he'd had a bit of an insight into fascism, communism.
Yeah.
The movie's pretty, it's a tragic. It's really that we've ended up there in some ways. But again, that's just predictable in some way. Like, again, it's pretty predictable down a particular path. It's not.
Yeah, I can probably guess where things are going to go in the near future.
Yeah. Well, I think the one thing that we should keep in mind is obviously populist uprisings are the panacea sometimes to these problems. You hope it's not going to get to that point, but at some point, if things continue to a point where, anyway.
Yeah,
I'm not getting into conspiracy stuff, but I'm just saying, I think, power to the people, bro.
Yeah.
That will happen. If we eventually cross the Rubicon and things are getting to a point of ridiculousness, I think people will stand up.
Yeah.
That's in history as well.
Yeah. But it's just, like they say, history repeats itself. It's like just another big cycle. Like you see, I guess everyone's going to have their different takes on it, but people like compare the fall of Rome to the United States right now, like the decadence and then like the openness with sexual themes and all that, and how, just in my opinion, it looks like it's bad for society in some ways. I think.
Yeah, I think what I've said a few times is I like to think we're on the path towards the Star Trek future where everybody's completely equal and egalitarian. There is no borders. There are no determinations between race, whatever. Unfortunately, right now it's very painful. And people are taking it to extremes. I think, and the worry is that it pushes so far to one side, it'll push back the other way.
That's the thing with you read comments online, and every time someone gets shot in the US or there's just so much division, it's just like, and some people read into shit too much. You read comments, and it's just like, man, you need to just chill the fuck out, man. Like,
I like to think, what's important to me and what I can control, and when those cross over that little. Yeah. That's where you try and keep your focus.
That's what I have to do because I read a lot of stuff online, and then sometimes I've got to be like, right, I don't want to know. I just want to just go to work, come home and enjoy my life and forget that anything else is going on in the world because it's not affecting me that much really. Yes. And if it does, I'm mostly powerless to a lot of it anyway.
It's quite disturbing, definitely. You know what? I mean, the whole gun thing in America, it's just, I don't think anybody's got the answer, but
no,
it's so horrifying. I'm just glad I'm not there. because
absolutely.
and I mean I don't have children, but I can't imagine
They're
living in that world where there's that constant threat and that constant fear.
So what is the solution though? That's the thing. It's like
well,
it's because it's too ingrained in their culture now. Because
there's 300 million guns. You can't get
that's
rid of them
right.
all.
And if you live over there, and you might want a gun to keep safe because you know that if someone breaks in your home, there's probably a good chance they've got a gun.
Yes.
So you probably want to own a gun then.
Yes.
But then it's like, how does it's like the criminals aren't going to be law-abiding citizens that
exactly
that have
if they ban
licensed
the guns,
firearms. If they ban the guns, then they're banning the guy that's protecting himself.
Correct. And the criminals still have them. Like I said,
criminals not going to go, oh, hand it in then, okay.
It's very hard. And of course, you've got the border, the big leaky border. You can have more guns coming in. I mean, obviously they're going the other way now.
So, what's the solution for the US? Sometimes I think that because we're going there to LA in January,
right?
And I'm so excited to go there because I grew up watching Hollywood movies and that, and I want to go check out Hollywood and all that shit. Right. And
that's going to be awesome, man.
I just want to go over to the US because everyone loves the fucking US.
Yeah, look, I want to go as well. I really want to see the middle.
Yeah. There's a lot I want to see, but I'm going there for NAMM. But
awesome, man.
Yeah, cool. but we're just going to do a few days either side.
Sweet.
And that's in
Enjoy.
Anaheim. Yeah, it should be good. So, but the thing is, I'm just like looking at stuff on there, and I'm just like, and you see the homeless situation like Venice Beach and that, and I'm just like, America's sick. What are they? It's like a worry because it's such a beautiful country and there's so many amazing people, and it's like the government really needs to stop fucking with foreign shit and come fix your country or something. Did
you ever watch that movie Sicko with Michael Moore?
I haven't. No.
Industry? Oh, it's really disturbing. And to your point, they're spending trillions and. Power projection and the whole.
I get it that
mad world. Yeah. That this domination, world power, and then the petrodollar, and man, the whole thing. And
I'll get that. We're probably not even privy to stuff that's really, really going on. Behind the scenes. 100%. I'm sure, like people go, "Oh, there's no reason for him to be here or there or whatever," and it's like maybe there is. We're just not privy to that kind of shit. Maybe
Well, it's a hegemony, really. That's the reality, and the entire financial system is pivoted on the fact that all Saudi oil or the OPEC oil is all bought in American dollars, and
that's right.
There's a whole house of cards, and the whole thing is a house of cards. That's the reality. Right. Again, when you start looking at fiat currencies, and and again, I don't understand the whole system.
Me either.
When you try to understand it, it's obtuse on purpose.
Yeah,
there's a reason for that because they don't want you to understand. But anyway. Like I said, I'm not a huge conspiracy guy. I certainly was when I was younger.
Yeah.
And when I say that, a lot of it's just fact.
Yeah.
It's not conspiracy anymore. It's just reality. But I think you can get really down in the weeds in the conspiracy stuff. What you can associate to malice can quite often be associated to stupidity.
Yeah.
And I think people put these their story on people's motivations or agendas when a lot of the time it's through laziness, stupidity, lack of insight, lack of knowledge. Yeah. These are why these decisions are made. Look, I think most people generally, obviously there's a cabal in power. That's the reality. But I think most people generally want what's good for others.
One thing I've always struggled to understand is, let's say, this interest rate stuff and people are like, oh, why do they keep putting it up and this and that? Oh, they want to do it so that we got no houses, so that we have to sell our houses and then BlackRock can buy them up and shit like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know if that's true. It's probably not true. Maybe it is. But also, are these people that are up there, are they actually that smart? Because there's a lot of nepotism, mates are on mates and people in them positions that absolutely shouldn't be. Like, the health minister of the US is that fucking tranny, that admiral, the Navy admiral or whatever. It's like, surely there's someone.
Well, America's just like all of those positions are all political. It's very strange, they're literally politics.
Yeah.
Even like on the level of their sheriffs are voted in like political positions. It's very strange. You shouldn't be.
It should be on merit. It should be on merit.
Of course, it's got to be a meritocracy, especially when it comes to like people in positions of being in charge of a health department. Like, I mean, can you believe Roger Cook's our premier? Yeah. After what's happened with their health, it's like this makes no sense. But this is the world. Then
I wonder, are they? If I say went and sat down with these people, are they actually way smarter than me and I just don't understand it? Or are they just actually, some of them actually morons and they're just and they've lost their way and they're making dumb decisions.
I think you'd have to judge that on an individual basis.
Yeah.
But I think, someone like a Roger Cook or someone who's become to a position of being a premier, I think obviously they've got some level of intellect. Certainly I would think above mine. But just because you're good at politics doesn't mean, you can certainly have blind spots. Yeah. I just hope these people are self-aware. That's the big gap you can have. Yeah, where they're not self-aware.
No. So there needs to be some kind of shake-up, I guess, but I don't think it'll be pretty.
Yeah, well, like I said, I think it's gonna the whole house of cards when it comes down, it's gonna be pretty ugly. We saw in COVID, how you stopped the shops just for a few days, and you saw.
Oh yeah, over toilet paper, people getting knives pulled on.
The system is so efficient; it's lean to the point of ridiculousness for good reason. I mean, so we can have cheap things. Yeah, and the system works perfectly well. But you can see as soon as a cog gets blocked, what that results in. And I don't know about you, but I'm not in a position where I can go and hunt my own food and pull my own water. I'm not. So we've become, like I said, so efficient and so niche that you're the crane driver. I'm the dairy guy. We're doing very, very specific things. We don't have that knowledge or capability. No. So once the system falls over, it is going to be very ugly. Absolutely. If it does. Yeah. I'm not saying it will.
The thing is as well is COVID showed me how selfish people can be.
Over toilet paper,
I even saw it people when we would go to the shop and they just had shit loaded up and it's like, come on, man, you don't need that. Yeah. Why don't you care about these people around you? I'll grab what I need. And it's just like, but it just shows me that when it gets to the nitty gritty, some people will literally kill you over fucking toilet paper. No, and I said that to the missus. I said, as much as you think, 90% of people are fucking awesome, nice, generous people, but there's definitely some bad apples out there that will do harm to you over dumb shit. And when they think that their safety or their safety nets are, not going to save them, or they're
also an compromised. Of group think and group behavior that on a human nature level, absolutely. That like riots, things like that. When you're caught up in a riot, you may find yourself doing something you wouldn't think you would do. And that's so strange. Yeah. But it's like it's innate in us. We are monkeys, on some level, and there can be outside influences that can change our behavior in the moment.
That's right.
So it is interesting that way. And I think like I said, COVID revealed what a knife's edge. As a society. That's like I said, for good reason. I'm not saying we have this is, I'm not suggesting there's a better way. No. It is efficient and it does work, but it takes very little for that to just fall over.
And that's another thing I've said is like, when you go back to like these people that are in power up the top, it's like when you look at these situations, like things that happen in COVID, some of the people doing ridiculous things, or you see like Black Friday sales, people get stampeded to death over fucking cheap TVs. I shouldn't laugh,
but yeah.
No, but you know what I mean? Yeah, but it's like if you're up the top, say you're part of that, whoever it is up the top there that's controlling things to a level, it's like if you see people doing this shit, it's like it'd be hard not to just think of people as fucking as ants and just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Because people are like, oh, they don't care about us. It's like, yeah, but look at as a collective the way some people behave. It's you know what I mean?
Like I said, I think as advanced as we are still monkeys, and it's funny because the work, I do these I have to facilitate sometimes these sessions, and we talk about, what influences your decision making, and we all have that subconscious voice telling us to cut corners, to just get it done, same when it comes to that type of mentality, that group think that there is that devil on our shoulder telling us to do the wrong thing a lot of the time, and I think the fact that we live in a society means that we do the right thing. We know to do the right thing, but I think very quickly that can go off the rails. Once you get into that Mad Max type situation, I think you'd find that everybody will take the hard edge. Oh yeah, and everybody would become the selfish murderer. That's the reality. It's going to be the rare person who's going to stick to their morals and die.
Yep, that's exactly right.
So, I think once...
hopefully it doesn't get to that, hopefully...
like I said, I don't believe, in all these kind of... you're going to eat bugs and you're going to be happy about it. It will... it'll be interesting. I just hope, like I said, I don't have children, so I've only got to worry about myself in a way.
Yeah,
but I certainly do worry about the next generations and how things are going to work out for them when you do have these people who seem to be going down the path of they don't want us to have property. That's what they're making it pretty clear. That's not a conspiracy, and not to get too negative, but that's what they're saying. You don't need to own a house. You don't need to own things. We'll provide, and you'll get what you need. And also, obviously AI, and I work in a factory and you work on a crane, and you can understand that all of these types of jobs can go.
Yeah, absolutely.
Once you get the technology to a certain point, and then what are we going to do?
Yeah.
So there has to be a plan, and I know they're talking about, what is it, the general base income?
Oh, UBI or whatever, universal
base income, that type of approach. And we are going to have to think about it because it is inevitable. You've seen how much, manufacturing just in Australia, how much of it is now done through machine.
And how quick that happened too.
Yeah, absolutely. And I really do think, 10 to 20 years, you're going to be in a position where we're probably going to lose 30% or so, like a good chunk.
And I think crime will rise too because people are going to...
Well, we've always had like advances in other areas that people have, and not necessarily those people. Those people may not go into those areas, but new opportunities, come. And generally, certainly in Australia, unemployment's so low. But I just do think you do have to think about this. What's the strange thing about Australia? We're just like a services economy now, really. Yeah. I'm in manufacturing and you're in manufacturing. But really that's a very small portion, I think. 8% or something of the economy. Most of our economy is based on service provision. So it's interesting. We basically send out all of our raw materials and buy in finished goods and then resell them. And then a lot of our country and the money that's being generated in our country is that. Yeah. And apparently that's okay. Apparently, so smarter people than me think that there's no concerns there. But I definitely worry that, if you don't have a strong manufacturing base and even, just the leverage it gives you engineering and the depth of knowledge and capability, just because you're building a car doesn't mean that's all you can do. A car industry can be leveraged into many, many things. Yeah. Anyway.
No, I get what you're saying. It's hard to think about because
I don't think about it very often. I really don't, because what am I going to do about it?
Yeah, I'll just sometimes I think that, and sometimes I think, you know what, maybe I'll just don't give a fuck. Let's just worry about enjoying my life, because I'm completely powerless to the ultimate decisions that are going to be made.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just
there's small things I can affect, but they're pretty minuscule. And if there's anything that any of us could do about it, I think that's going to be squashed out pretty quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's just it's not bad to exercise your mind and think about things, but like I said, I don't let it get me upset. Or because
it doesn't mean I'll roll over and die either. But
no, well, if there's something I can do, But I think, and again, that not to harp back to COVID, but that was another one of those ones where you had people taking a stand and other people not.
Yeah,
and that was just really sad. Yeah, for everyone involved.
Yeah, absolutely. I think this is a bit of a change in direction here, but I think the ultimate test on how good someone is if they put their trolley back or not.
Cartnark. Yeah. Have you seen those?
Yeah,
I love that. Oh, yeah, Mr. Lazy Bones. Are you going to put your car back, Mr. Lazy Bones? I love those videos. People just get furious because they know they're a piece of shit.
That's right. I was at Bunnings last weekend, and you're putting the kids in the car, and there was this old guy trying to get past because I bought some pencil pines for the front area there, and I was chucking him in the back, and then this old guy was trying to get through, and there was fucking so many trolleys up against the building, and he's like 80-something. He's trying to get through with his trolley, so I moved a heap out of the way, and after that, this lady comes through, and she just drops her trolley there, then goes and walks to her car right next to the cart corral thing, and I said, "Hey," I said, "Are you going to put your trolley back?" And she goes, "Oh," she ignored me, and I said, "Hey," and she goes, turns around, and she goes, "Fine, I'll put her back then." And I said, "You are so lazy. It is unbelievable how lazy you are." She goes, "Oh, no." I said, "You are." I said, "Your car's there." I said, "You're so fucking lazy." And she goes, I'm just tired. And I said, "Yeah, I'm fucking tired of people like you that are fucking lazy."
Perfect.
And then she's and the funny, it was so good because the karma, because then she was trying to push it and the wheels must have been all fucked up, and it was not going where she wanted. She was struggling with it, and I was in the car just laughing at her.
Oh, that's brilliant.
And then she was just like yelling something at me. I didn't hear, but I was like, yeah, fuck it, whatever. Sucked in, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, well, like I said, it's they know they're doing the wrong thing. That's why they react that way.
Exactly, and it's not hard. Like, as much as I don't like having to put mine back, but I do it because you know what I think they should do is they should have to rent your fucking car, and when you put it back, you get your money back.
Yeah, like the Aldi trolleys with $1 in there.
Oh, I've never been to Aldi.
Yeah. You're going to put $1 or a $2 coin in there.
Do you get it back or not?
Well, if you put your trolley back to the other trolleys.
Oh, and
it connects to the next trolley.
And then you get your money back?
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, that should fucking do it.
I think it's the same at Costco.
No, I went to Costco the other day and grabbed a trolley. And
yeah, you got to put money in.
I didn't have to pay for mine. Or did I?
No, you should have, unless it was loose.
I think I might have just grabbed a loose one, yeah.
But I'm pretty sure they've got the connectors that, you have to put money
maybe they do. Mine was loose, I'm pretty sure. But
mate, if you could steal one of those trolleys for $1, that's a good deal.
Yeah,
that trolley's probably worth $1,000.
Yeah.
Those trolleys are hardcore.
Yeah. They're big. But, no, but you should have to, I wouldn't be against having to rent it, and as long as you get your money back. And
yeah, for sure.
Because it's just fucking lazy. You pull up and then they bump into your car and shit, and it's just, it shits me to tears, man.
Yeah. Like, I hear you.
Yeah, and that to me is like, if you can't do that one basic thing, you're a fuckhead.
Well, I think, that the lack of accountability, I think, who's policing it apart from you? You did the right thing, but most people just look the other way. And that, again, that's that human nature thing of, if I could be a lazy prick, if I can be an asshole. Like, some people don't have that moral compass.
Yeah, I don't,
right. or they feel that morally that's acceptable.
The thing with me is I just pull my way because I never want to be the problem. I just, you know what I mean. Just
mine's more like Catholic upbringing, I guess. Like everyone's watching.
Yeah,
I'm guilty at all times.
Yeah.
You're pre-guilty.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
So that, I think that drives a lot of that compliance.
Yeah.
You just I'll just do the right thing.
Yeah.
You don't think about it; it becomes subconscious.
That's right. Yeah, but yeah. So what's next for you guys after this EP? Anyway.
Yeah, well,
obviously over east, but
yeah.
He was actually writing any other stuff as well at the same time.
Yeah, I was partway through explaining that, and then we got sidetracked.
I'm
not you.
I'm bad with that.
Probably me, mate. Yeah, like I was talking about how we're writing, and just recently, Marky had written those tracks, and me kind of exploring, I guess, additional melody options.
Yeah.
So, and to be honest, it's working pretty well. So I'm thinking, like I said, Marky's really good at writing those kind of groovy riffs.
Yeah, and then you're good at chucking embellishments on top.
I'm thinking we may see where that goes for the next few songs, and same with Googs. So, maybe Marky might write some of the groovy riffs, and then we kind of explore melodically what we can do.
Yeah.
But we're trying to just get a bit more, not technical, but explore a little bit.
More depth.
Yeah. And
more layers.
Definitely. But most importantly, we want to groove, man.
Yeah.
Really want to groove, but push ourselves musically. We always want to be writing better.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And pushing ourselves. Quite often I don't know if you're the same, but sometimes you write things you can't really play.
Yes,
and you have to practice.
Yeah.
And that's what I was referencing, because you were talking about practice and sometimes feeling like you couldn't get things. And I was writing this particular, Mark's written this riff, and I was writing this embellishment, little melody line, but completely asshole, like this string skipping annoying thing, and just couldn't get it. I played it for like 40 minutes.
Yeah,
I'm just again and again, left it, came back an hour later, boom, straight away.
That's
bang.
like,
it's crazy.
With me, I'll be because sometimes I'll chuck the metronome on and just run through scales, whatever techniques, fucking whatever the fuck, and then I was like, I'm fucking, and you get worse,
you
get like diminishing returns,
absolutely.
And I'll put the guitar, I'll go out there and I'll just, I don't know, have something to eat, whatever, and then I'll come back in, can do it, and I'm like, why was I just sitting there for 3 fucking hours and I could not do that?
Well, that's exactly what happened the other day, and it blew me away, because I was totally uncomfortable and I just couldn't do it, and then came back and picked it up and just played the first time. It's like, wow. So sometimes, like I said, to your point, I guess it is that diminishing return. You need to know when to put it away, put it down and come back.
Yeah, that's right.
Especially when you're frustrated.
Yeah, it's hard though, because I'm one of them people, what's the word? It's not vindictive. I'm like, fuck you, I'm going to do that.
Yeah, right. Okay.
You're not going to get the better of me, cunt.
Yeah, committed. Yeah, you want it.
Yeah, I get to the point I can't let this thing.
Yeah.
If I put this down, I'll go to bed and I won't be able to sleep because I'll be agitated. I'll be like, and I'll be sitting in bed and I'll be like, fuck.
Get back up. Play it again.
Yeah, I've done that though.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, especially if I've got riffs. Sometimes the missus will be like, what are you doing? I'm like, you don't understand. If you've got a riff, this could be the riff. The riff that three people listen to.
Oh, man, I'll tell you what, our new track the other day, I don't know what happened. It got put onto this playlist. 1,900 plays in 24 hours.
We can't even get that in a year on our shit.
It shocked me.
Yeah.
No, one day. What the
right.
hell? Just got onto this. And the playlist is like completely unrelated to our music. So we'll never get those plays again because it was like dance music or something. Yeah, right. But it got onto this 25-hour long playlist. That's good. It just shocked me. So I opened up the artist app and I'm like, what the?
Who knows how it works though, man?
No, I've got no idea, Fabian. It makes no sense to me. It's like a mystery.
Have you seen that guitarist, Ed Garcia? Well, he's got Shred Garcia is his Instagram name. Amazing Spanish guitarist. He's in a band called Vitalism, I think, but is super shreddy, fucking amazing. Every time I watch this shit, I get fucking die inside of it. But he's got like 30,000 or 50,000 followers, and his videos get thousands of likes and that. But the other day I saw him put a thing where he's going to delete his Instagram and start another one because his engagements dropped right off.
Okay.
And you could tell, and he said he was just getting so frustrated. Then I saw in comments, people commenting, and he was saying he's getting so frustrated because he doesn't know what to do to get his engagement back that he had.
Yeah, sure.
And then someone goes on there, someone goes, man, the best thing is to just don't even worry about the algorithm. It's going to do what it's going to do. You will never figure it out. You will never know what it is. And just enjoy what you're doing because it was getting to him. You could tell when he was going to delete his Instagram over, he was getting frustrated because he makes money off it. I don't know. For sure. If you got 50,000 followers, maybe you make a bit of cash. I don't know, but and that's another goes back to us. I got really obsessed with like trying to like chase how to get fucking views and numbers and that, and with futility and that. And then when we dropped that, I thought this song, because it was a bit more mainstream, I was like, this 100% going to get heaps of listens. Then it got like way less than War Is Here or something like that. And
you're trying to make sense of it.
Yeah, and I was like, you know what? And I got so bummed out about it. And I was just said to the boys, I said, you know what? Our next shit, we're going to promote it and that, but I'm just not giving a fuck about it because it doesn't matter.
No, it's like I don't understand it.
I have no control over it. I can't do anything about it. And
sure.
if people are going to listen to it, they're going to listen to it. If not, then stiff shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
but I try not to let it get to me because I've got no power over it. Clearly.
Yeah.
I tried things, try hashtags, try this and that, try and even paying the money for the what do they fucking call that? When you pay a bit of cash on Instagram to promote it.
Oh yeah, promote
boost it or whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, and you get more views, but you don't get more engagement. And I was like no one is more. I'm not getting more comments on it.
Yeah.
But I found the biggest thing for us, and I've probably will work for you, is we instantly got more likes and more comments and stuff after we played shows over East.
Okay.
Like from people that went to shows. Yeah. Because Perth, you know what's like with people, I don't know if everyone's like this in Perth. Obviously not everyone is, but I found that like it seems like people like won't like your shit because they're like, don't want to see them succeed.
You reckon? Yeah.
I think definitely there's an element of that in Perth for sure.
I've heard rumours.
No, I think it's 100% true.
I really want others to succeed. That's my I think of running the band. But I've heard rumours about other bands, who may. I think there's a level, and I guess in anything there's a level of. You might want a respect, or you might feel you're owed something more through tenure. Yeah, but tenure doesn't mean jack. When it comes to music, unfortunately, and your opportunities are what they are, and it's a bit of a magical mystery bus. You don't know why or who or how. I mean, but if you've got something special, that's the people who unfortunately can succeed, and that's just the fact. You shouldn't hold other people down because you're not. Ultimately. I think most local bands, understand, like I said, it's a hobby a few times. It's a hobby. It's fun for us. That's what, I'm not out there to make a career out of this.
No. And
I certainly want everyone to have as much fun as I am. And if people succeed, that's amazing. For me, that's really cool. And I get to be their friend.
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely,
if you want to drag people down, like anyone who wants to drag people down, I don't know. I just think that sucks. But I've never experienced it.
I don't think people
I've
do it
heard
intentionally. I think it's more of a like maybe there's. I don't know if
No,
I've done anything that's
heard of
worthy of
intentional.
jealousy, but
I've heard of intentional things where you think, oh, that's a bit rough. Like, I won't.
I think I've heard similar things, man. Definitely. I'm not going to say any names, but and I've had a few people on here that tell me things.
Yeah, of course.
Of course. Off air.
Well, there's going to be, in any portion of the public, there's going to be those people. Can't
please everyone, can you?
And you've got people who are literally psychopaths out there. That's the reality. So there's inevitable in a community. You're going to have some people who are people to watch out for. People who are going to who want to hurt you and who really that's just how it is. Yeah. But, most people are aware, and my experience, like I said, in this scene has been really good since I started playing again.
Yeah, it's been mostly positive for us. To be honest, I haven't had anyone personally ever. Although we've played some gigs where bands have been on the bill that and they were super arrogant, and they're Perth bands, and it's like
I've experienced it a couple of times
where
they're like not even talking to you. It's a bit strange.
Yeah, I've been like at Amps once. There's a band I'm not going to say, but went downstairs and they were like, "Hey fellas, how are you?" And they just look at you, back on their phones, and it's like, fuck, I'd love to wrap my guitar around your head right now, you fucking rude cunt. That's just
like,
fucking...
why would you do that?
Yeah, you're a fuckhead. Fuck you. Never going to ever fucking...
But again, like, who are you as a human when you're doing that kind of stuff?
Even if you like...
get the perspective.
Maybe you don't like our music, we'll just go, what's wrong? Just going, how you going, man? Whatever.
That's what I mean. Just as a human being. It just doesn't make sense. It's like, what's wrong with you? Are you really that arrogant? Yeah. That's crazy. Yeah. But yeah, I've experienced similar... where the vibe is clearly like, I don't want to know you. I don't care about you. Yep. And it's like, okay, fair enough. Yeah. I just don't see any need for that.
Yeah, definitely, man.
But each to their own.
Yeah, but like I said, you can't please everyone. So
no, for sure.
I don't even try to. Just
no, I literally write things that for me, and generally I just try to be a good person. Like we all do. Like I said, I think we've all got that demon on our shoulder, devil on our shoulder. Yeah, that we've got to watch. But just go through life being a good person. Pretty simple. Yeah, try. Yeah, try. Yeah, you have your bad. We all make mistakes. Yeah, of course, man. Goddamn. I've made
not me, man. I don't know about you.
But I've made millions. Make them every day.
Oh, what's that like? I don't know what that's like.
It's actually pretty cool. Generally, you learn. So there are some mistakes you make, I think, that live with you. Yeah, definitely. You've got to live with those mistakes. But like I said, I think as long as you're trying every day to be a better person, that's it. Like I said, I really struggle to understand the perspective of someone who would literally ignore. Like you say hello to them and they ignore you. I struggle to wrap my head around what's driving that. What's driving that behaviour? What's in your subconscious that makes you think that's a reasonable way to act? Yeah, but again, I would just move on because again, got nothing to do with. That's on them.
Even at the time, we didn't really have many gigs under our belt, so maybe they're just like, oh, fucking these guys don't deserve to be on this bill.
Wow. Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. Didn't ask me, didn't care. Yeah,
exactly.
Fuckhead.
For sure.
Fuck yourself.
I think generally, like I said, I find the scene really positive, and for me, the music's all about just having a good time with my mates, and it'd be disappointing if that's the kind of reaction. I mean, most bands, rare. Most bands we've played with have been fantastic and great people, and I'm really sad about Badlands. Hearing they're going, it's a brilliant venue. It's really sad for Perth, and I hope it doesn't impact too badly. I hope someone else buys it. Or,
Yeah, I know. I guess it's the live music thing's changed though. It makes you wonder where it's all going to eventually go. Is it all going to be live streamed and eventually, or because not many bands are coming over here now to Perth, and
I really hope that that's not the case. Because there's nothing like live music. It's certainly not the same what you get on a video.
No, it isn't. No, definitely not.
And I love going and seeing, one of your favourite bands. There's nothing.
I get more inspired when I see a band like way more. It makes me just want to go home and play my guitar.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
more than anything else, really.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, watching them, play amazing riffs and I mean, even the local bands, I like go and watch you guys and watch you, and that's inspiring. Same kind of thing. It, I find maybe even more inspiring, I guess, local bands who really impress me.
Yeah,
because obviously that. Hey, he's done it.
Yeah,
I can do it too.
You know what band blew me away recently? It was Vile Mutilation, them young fellas.
Yeah, absolutely.
We played
we played with them as well.
Yeah, the Milk Bar.
Okay.
Yeah, and I was just like, fuck. No, seriously, I was like,
wow.
They are better than some big death metal bands I've heard.
Yeah.
Locally, like for sure, man.
Yeah,
definitely. I was just like, holy shit, man. I was
impressed.
Really impressed. And so I got one of them guys come on the podcast. Actually, I got to get back to him with the date. But
I remember Dio.
Yeah, Dio. He's a good fella. What's his actual name? Is it Matt or Mark or something?
I'm not sure. I just only know him as Dio. But I remember he came to, he was coming to all the Myers gigs. Yeah. And we played one of those early on. So he was a kid.
He's such a good
young kid. And, he's grown up and he's
so fast, man.
It's amazing. Like I said, I remember, he's a he's a boy. And now he's a man and bringing it.
I've got so much time for him. He's such a good young fella, man.
Like all those guys, like same with Adam Myers and there's a heap of young guys. They're all amazing. They're great people and amazingly talented and great musicians and for sure, man.
Yeah, Adam Myers is another one that's just like
wicked, man. Talk about breakdowns,
kicking goals as well. No, but not only that,
they have awesome breakdowns.
yeah, they do. Yeah. But they've just changed so much and like matured so quickly, man.
For sure.
It's insane. It's inspiring and envious in a way. I'm like, holy shit, man! You're like, fuck, you guys are like getting so good so quick. I wish we could make them kinds of leaps and bounds that you're making.
Yeah, always keep in mind that youth does kind of inspire that passion and perhaps other focuses. And you've got a family and you've got things going on in your life and you've got careers and not to say that they don't have careers. I'm sure, I know they do, but
as you get older, you get weighed down with a lot of responsibilities.
Yeah, that just happens. And, I think when you're younger, you can just maintain that focus and probably put a bit more time and effort into it, I think.
Yeah.
But for it to be their first, not first bands, but like an early band and they're that good, like you said, I think is pretty amazing because it's taken us a few goes around to start not necessarily even musically, just like what do you do as a band and how do you promote the band and how do you kind of get that engagement and who do you want to be and they definitely are kicking goals.
Yeah, 100%.
I could see them on a support for a big band very soon.
That's absolutely
and I think it's inevitable 100%. It's going to happen.
Yeah, for sure. They're on that trajectory for sure. And I hope things work out good for them. They're just a good bunch of dudes, man.
Yeah, agreed. Absolutely.
So I think pretty much that about wraps it up. You got anything else you want to chuck in there?
No, I don't think so.
It's an hour and a half anyway. It goes quick, doesn't it?
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Wow. That was a quick 90 minutes. I think we talked about the EP, talked about what's coming up. And look, I just hope the guys enjoy the EP when we drop it. And obviously excited to bring new music as well. So after we do our EP launch show and we start playing live again, bring out some new tracks and get people excited for what's coming.
We'll have to get on another gig with us as well.
Absolutely.
Sure,
man.
Definitely. Keen as. Obviously, we're not going to gig probably till maybe December. We were talking with someone about something, but see what happens there. I just want to focus on getting these songs done because if I get distracted, it's not going to happen. So
you were saying that ADD brain.
Yeah, and plus we've just all bought in-ears as well.
Oh, wow.
So we haven't even played with them though. I've got mine sitting in the drawer. They've sat there for like a month or two.
Right.
And so we want to jam with them, but we're like, no, let's just finish this shit first. But we're like, fuck, we really want to jam with them.
Yeah, well, it'll take
because there's a big adjustment period. I think very big. And
I think I've got a set and the wireless and everything. I found with guitar, it really was quite a brittle tone.
Yeah,
and I found it hard to kind of adjust to.
I
should try again with bass because it's very different.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm worried about. But I mean, a lot of bands do it now, and I guess it's something I'm gonna have to deal with because it's just we've played too many gigs where you're just at the mercy of the shit sound, and you're just like, fuck's sake, I can't hear anything I'm doing. And we do backing vocals now occasionally, and it's just really hard to be in key, and it's embarrassing when I listen back. I'm just like, I don't want to. And I said to the boys, I said, you know what, when we go this in-ears thing, we're not going to play any gigs for a while. Let's get really good with it.
Yeah.
And
so you guys have got the digital mixer and
yeah, it's sitting right there.
Oh, yeah. All I can see is a big bright ring.
Yeah, I'll show you it after. But like
cool.
I said, we're going to do that because
so
when we come back,
mixes going and everything.
Yeah, and we've got all this new music. When we come back, we're going to come back properly and do it properly. No bullshit.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, so because otherwise I don't want to waste time. So, yeah.
Well, you guys have always, had the proper gear, with your campers, and you guys take it real serious. Because it's an investment.
Yes,
it's a significant bit of cash. To get that working properly.
The old tax man helped out.
Oh, nice.
So
that always helps.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, definitely. So, yeah.
All right. Well, cheers, Ben.
Yeah, thanks.
Had a good
for
time.
coming on, man, and it was a good chat. And, yeah, and
thanks, brother.